everybody. You know what I'm saying? We left off to where the brother was writing out the alphabet. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, learning these characters and things of that such is just as important as knowing the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, because this is our heritage as well, just like the law, statutes, and commandments are our heritage. You see what I'm saying? So memorize them, we write it out every week because it's for us to know every week. It's for us to go over every single week. Your day-to-day doesn't consist of you writing out characters. You see what I'm saying? Right. Your day-to-day consists of slavery. Your day-to-day consists of bills and drama and frustrations of this world. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's a relief to come to class. It's a relief to come to class and have that time just to reset your spirit, to reset your mind, to relax and come and learn Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? And go over what you that might not have the time to go over on your free time. That's why you set the time aside to come to class for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Brothers set their time aside to come and teach you for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it goes hand in hand. Teach it, like I say, teach it to your kids, teach it to your generations below you. I'm pretty sure y'all heard this precept before. Let's see. Anybody got a pocket?
Like, no.
Oh, it looks okay.
Yeah. It's gone.
Good. 1 second. Alright,
I got you.
but they don't have the epilogue. It's in the whatever it's in the epilogue. Let me share this class up real quick. Bear with us 1 second while the brother writes that out. Like I said again, for those who just now tuning in, we are going to go over your tribes. You know what I'm saying? Some people forget about the tribes and things of that nature. We're gonna go over the tribes and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So tune in, have patience with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like and share the class and subscribe to all avenues. One West Radio was yesterday, a wonderful radio show. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune in to the West Coast First Radio Show. A lot of hot topics, a lot of good conversation going on there. Call in, write in. Shoot, ask a question, ask a priest. Tune in to that Truth Be Told. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things heavy going on that radio show, man. You got Captain Qadash, Captain Kwan, Officer Thabawan, and myself, Officer Karakazai. Be holding it down with y'all every week, man. That One West Radio every Thursday, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's late for y'all on the East Coast or Midwest, or down south. But if you up, man, rock with it, share it for us. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, man, we write these the characters out so you can practice them, man. Because I know y'all ain't practicing at home. I know you. I mean, I'm just joking around. But Lord willing, you is practicing at home. But I know how my schedule is sometimes, dealing with your kids, dealing with this, that, or whatnot, and it gets hectic, man. So set the time aside to study and give that time to the Lord, man. Let me pull up my notes real quick. I'm going to go with the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes of Israel. We're going to get the tribe, how you say it in Hebrew, right? How you say it in Hebrew, and also, who did I send it to? Did I send it to you the most recently?
The current date, actually.
I got my notebook. Give me 1 second, write that down. Where you at? Oh, you right there, got you.
Oh, you got it.
Got you. Boom. All right. And if you're in the comments section, man, drop your tribe in there. What tribe is you from? You know what I'm saying? And tell me what your tribe means. Drop your name in there. Tell me what your name means. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear these things from y'all. Get interactive with us for a hot second. So I'm gonna set it up how it is. We're gonna write it in that ancient in that Syrian. You see what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters, to know how to say their tribe or write their tribe out. Right? So we don't have that's a nice big board. I'm gonna put the English right here. Hey, how you spell English? I'm playing. Got English, boom. Then what you got? Ancient. Dang, how you spell ancient? I'm serious with that one. That's how you spell it?
Let me see. It's right here. ANCIENT.
Got you. Then we got Assyrian. Boom. Excuse my handwriting, y'all. I'm left-handed. They said me write the sloppies. All right, so we got ancient. I'm gonna start out with Judah. Right? Start out with Judah. How do you say Judah in Hebrew? Anybody? Just off the top of your head. Let's see. What you got? Don't know?
Don't.
Judah would be Yahweh. Yahweh, right? So we're going right there. Judah would be, put this, do this. Be Yahweh. Right? That's how you say Judah in Hebrew. Can you write it out for me? And Judah means, hold on, I'm gonna write the definition. Judah means, for the definition, Judah means Yahweh thanks. That's what Judah means, right? Go ahead and write it out for me. Ancient and Assyrian. Meaning like Most High thanks. That's what Judah means. Most people in the Americas, most Negroes in America are from the tribe of Judah. Or at least they assume that they are. They grow up their whole life thinking they're Jews and coming to the truth, find out they're Gad or they're Levi or they're Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? So, or shoot, they might be Reuben. So, do your research, know your history of your own people. You know what I'm saying? Know what tribe you're from. It's important. You know what I'm saying? The brother's doing a good job writing it out, putting the connectors in. Right? Most High Christ. Now the Assyrian. Now this here comes a difficult task. Brother, well, that's how you know. The ancient was our language. It's easy for y'all to get the ancient down.
Right.
The Assyrian is like, what the hell is this?
Man.
That was hard for me too. Let me see if I got a precept with you can find the tribes in Genesis, I believe the 25th chapter. And it's Deuteronomy don't quote me. And I'm not sure. I just sent it to the brother too. Take your time. This is the I think it's Genesis 25th chapter is where 25th or 49th. Okay, yeah, right. It's Genesis 45. I got it. It's Genesis 45 and No, Salaki, it's not Genesis 45. It's Genesis 49. Because we're going to read about the 12 tribes as Israel is blessing his sons, right? And then you got Deuteronomy 33. Because we read more about the tribes in depth. We can pull some of those right now as we write them out. So you got, let's see, let's go to Genesis first, right? I said Genesis chapter 49. I gotta double check there. Make sure you got one. That's correct. Most time praise. So we got Genesis 49. Let me find Judah. Genesis for Judah is Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Give me 1 second.
Like you said, that was Genesis.
Genesis 49. Genesis 49 is where you're going to find, let me just jot that down here at the bottom for y'all. Genesis 40, dang, hold on. Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy. Dang, how you spell D-E-U, right?
D-E-U-T-E-R.
Yeah, right. So in Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, is where we're going to find majority of, like how you would say, how Judah is described as a lion, or Issachar being a strong ass. And these two chapters where you're going to find the characteristics of the tribes, why they got their name, how they got their name, this, that, and the third. So like I just went over, I didn't know where you left off with the words. You know what I'm saying? So I just started doing some tribes, you know what I'm saying? We just barely started on Judah though. But Judah is Yahweh, which means Yahweh thanks. I was reading in Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art him whom thy brother shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. You shall always have your brother's praise. It's talking about how Judah will be in rulership. Like, you know what I'm saying? How you got King David and the kings and things like that will mostly come out of Judah. How Yahweh comes out of Judah. Your brother shall praise thee. And, you know, if we're not to be on the tribalism type stuff, I hate to get to that aspect, but a lot of brothers look up to Judites and want to be like, you know, like, oh, that brother got style. These Judites got the style. I got this, I got that about them. And brothers look at that, or praise brothers for that. Not saying that they despise them or hate them or want to be like them, but they look at brothers like, brother, that brother's fresh. He looks nice. Right. That's a Judite type of thing, or, you know, that type of thing. So, and it says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come. Unto him shall be the gathering of the people. Shiloh is a representation of Christ, in the description of Christ. Lawgiver and sculpture represents how Judah will be in rulership under Christ, right? All right, so that's how, and you see in verse 9 it talks about the lion, and it shows you that, I believe in Deuteronomy 33 it talks about more how Judah is described as a lion. That's why Judah's signet is a lion, right? With that, okay, we're going to move on to the next tribe. Let's go to You see how I got it written out up there?
Come
English, what's the name? I'll do the English. All right. So we got the next tribe. We're gonna go to the Benjamin. Anybody know how to say Benjamin in Hebrew? See, this is important right here. Then shit. Teaching, I thought y'all knew this.
Benyam Yen. Benyam
You close.
Ban Yam Yen. Benyam Yen.
Yeah, Banyam Yen.
Benyam Yen.
Right.
Oh, that's a tongue twister.
It is, right? Right, and we got English, we got Benjamin. Hey, how you supposed to pronounce it? Let's see. Benjamin. That's like something Benjamin would say. Benjamin in English, what it means is son of the right. Right, how you say it in Hebrew would be Ban Yam Ban Yam. Right? Well, we can erase this too. We can write it out that way from me, right? Brother gonna get up there and write it out. If y'all know the story of Benjamin, he was one of the baby brothers of the family, and one of Jacob's, one of his most loved sons. And Scripture describes Benjamin as a raving wolf. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can find Benjamin at. Benjamin would be. Yeah. Benjamin is in Genesis 49 and 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. I like this precept because it's one of these, it describes Benjamin as a raving wolf. And if you see a Benjamin brother, you know them brothers like serious and austere looking brothers. You know what I'm saying? They just have that seriousness about them. You know what I mean? And I was reading this book, I believe it's called the Hebrew Isms of West Africa. And in the introduction of the book, it goes into how they didn't want to take these Benjamites as slaves, like the Spanish conquistadors and stuff like that. They didn't want the Benjamites as slaves. They considered them to be unruly. So of course the white man went over there and said, we can make them the slaves. If we get the slaves that nobody wants, then we'll have the best of the slaves, right? The strongest, biggest, baddest, the strongest. And so then they go over there, they capture this Benjamite general. Right? They capture this general, they bring them over there to the islands, they cut him free. This dude then rallied up the whole tribe, basically he took over the island overnight. That's why it's kind of funny to me, because it says, in the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night divide the spoil. They poured it in the morning, and by the nighttime they had ruled the whole island and was hanging slave masters and all kind of stuff. They had to come swarm the island and take them down, man. And of course they killed the brother, they burnt the brother by fire. They said he did not flinch at all. He didn't flinch, move, fold for nothing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't cry for help or nothing like that. And said the people that was with him died. They kept the woman alive, but the people that was with him, they died the same way. You know what I'm saying? Made an example from everybody. But sad story, but it shows the strength of Benjamin. He will conquer and will control all the 12 tribes, the warriors, all the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? or about that life. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on not one of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
So we got Benjamin, Genesis 49 and 27. I want to find it in Deuteronomy. Let me see if I can find it. If y'all got any questions, let me know. I'll answer them the best of my ability. 33. And Deuteronomy 33 and 12, and Benjamin, he said, the beloved of the Lord shall dwell in safety by him, and the Lord shall cover him all the day long, and he shall dwell between his shoulders. Right? Describing by how Benjamin is beloved of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? These are more characteristics of Benjamites. If you look at the southern kingdom, it was mainly Benjamites that ruled. You see what I'm saying? And Judites ruled as well, but mainly like Saul, I believe, was a Benjamite. A lot of brothers was Benjamites that ruled, and the Lord picked the kings. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if I can find Judah in the 33rd chapter of Deuteronomy. Hold on. All right, Deuteronomy 33 and 7, and this is the blessing of Judah. He said, "Hear the Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to him for his enemies." And I think that's a heavy scripture because, you know, Judah kind of, I wouldn't say it gets it the worst, but mostly is like one of the most hated out of all the tribes, and probably one of the worst out of all the tribes as well. You know what I'm saying? Our enemies got their foot on Judah's neck so tough, so heavy, and it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Can't catch a break nowhere, no way, shape, form, or fashion. I just wanted to jump back into Judah because I didn't go to the 33rd chapter with that one. But the next tribe will be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? Let me see this. So you say you got Levi, powerful brothers right here. How you say Levi in Hebrew is La Yud. Erase it right here. La Yud. Right? And the definition means, I believe, lawgiver. Let me see. Oh, joined to me, salaki. Definition means joined to me. Right? Let's this real quick. You gonna write it out? You could, yeah, if you want to. La, yeah. Join to me.
Oh. Yeah, kind of was. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I had no paper, so.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, brother. Let me see. Oh.
All right, now we're gonna read about Levi real quick. Deuteronomy 33 and 8. And of Levi, he said, "Let thy Thummim and thy Urim be with thy holy ones, in whom thou didst prove at Massah, and with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah, and who said unto his father and to his mother, I had not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren, nor knew his own children, for they have observed thy word and kept thy covenant." Right? This is describing why we this precept is describing why we give we have the signet of Levi is the dice. The Thummim, am I saying that right? The Mim and Urim. Thummim, and Urim. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Salaki.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's how you say we describe it as a dice by those two words right there. By that right there. I'm gonna go to Genesis 49 real quick. Y'all know y'all get caught up on these words sometimes.
Facts.
La. Yeah. Look at this brother, man.
That's right.
He in this. I feel you. Let me see. I'm trying to find Levi inside the oh, boom. Okay. Genesis 49. Hey, it's like throw Simeon up here too, so I can get these two right now. Throw Simeon up here too. Raise this up real quick. And look, if you go back, just go back a little bit too in Genesis and read about their birth. Read about how, like, you know what, when their mother delivered them, they named their child as the child was coming out. You know what I'm saying? So like Reuben, when Jacob first had Reuben, he named his son like, oh, it's a son. You know what I'm saying? So he's seeing that it's a son, he named him that. You know what I'm saying? And you go back and read in the previous verses of when these brothers was born, you'll see kind of why they got their name as well. So we got Lawyer, I'm gonna put it right here. It's like I'm writing it kind of small because I'm trying to fit Shemaiwan in here. I'm gonna put Simeon. Simeon, you write it as Sha My One. Right? Oh, I didn't even tell y'all who the tribes is. So lucky.
Yeah.
What you gonna do it?
No, you already there, I think.
Shoot, Judah. The ones we did so far, Judah is the Negroes. Benjamin is, you can't just say, don't just say Jamaicans. Sound ignorant. The West Indies, there's a lot of different islands over there in the West Indies that hold Benjamite brothers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we say West Indies. Levi will be considered the Haitians or lawyer. Simeon or Shemaiwan, anybody know? Dominicans, Most High in Christ. And Shemaiwan means, this is, I'm going to put Levi in front of this one. Right, Levi definition right here. We got Simeon's definition right here. And it means affliction, heard. Right? Sorry, right now. I'll write out. Don't sweat. Oh, you sure? Come on, I got you. This will be Shemaiwan. Make sure I'm writing it right. Shemai. Yes. Right? And then you got, man, I need to do this. Sin, white, and big practicing big dog. Pretty bad, Mom. Got you.
You already explained to him about the second in the beginning character of the Assyrian.
Did not. But they about to see it right now. They're not.
Okay.
What's it? That looks like this is hold on. Give me 1 second. Shoot, I need to start coming to these classes. Messing up like this. And right there. And the Y will be what's another way to be rich? Hold on. Look at my my pre-heat test real quick. Give me 1 second. There we go. It'll be like this. Yeah, that's how it's reading. Okay. So I'll write it like that. So we shall buy one. And those will be the Dominicans. Right now, I want to get into the story about these two brothers because this one I had to teach this to my Reb, and she didn't know about this brothers. And I'm gonna read in Genesis 49. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So Genesis 49. If you know about Dominicans and Haitians, they dwell on the same coast with each other, or in the same proximity to each other, same island, right? So it says Simeon, Genesis 49:5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul cannot come thou into their secret, unto their assembly. My honor be not them united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Now, do y'all know about the story of Simeon and Levi? Do y'all know? Okay, so I believe it's in Genesis as well. So basically, Simeon and Levi had a brother named Dinah. It's like a sister named Dinah. And they had went in. Okay, they we didn't have our own land at the time, so we passed through lands. So we passing through, and we in this town. This man had basically slept with their sister, right? And this man had slept with their sister, and kind of defiled her because they weren't. It was a heathen. You see what I'm saying? Defiled her. They wasn't under circumcision, nor did they have themselves down their parts circumcised, right? So Simeon and Levi were offended at this matter. They were mad. And one of the words that they said, I'm breezing through the story just for time's sake, but they were mad about it. And they was like, shit, they was kind of going back and forth with their father. The father was kind of like, leave it alone. But they devised a plan. That's why he talks about their secret and their assembly. They devised a plan and told the people, like, okay, like, you want to be with us, you want to make marriages with our daughters, we make marriages with your daughters, y'all got to get circumcised. Right? Y'all got to get circumcised. And the people of that town agreed. And they got all the males got circumcised. And while these dudes was healing from the circumcision, these two brothers slew the whole damn town. They slew the whole town, and the dude, and they got their sister from the house of where the dude was at, whose tent she was in, and killed that man as well. And that's why they say, I think Genesis 49 is Jacob talking to his sons. And he says, and in their self-will, meaning they wanted to, their own will, they dig down the wall. That wall represents their defense. Now, after that, Jacob was like, now what we going to do? It's only my 12 sons and our daughters in our hand, a little bit that we got against the whole nation now. That's why I say in your self-will, you have digged down the wall. You have knocked down our defense. We have nowhere to go. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's why he said in their anger, the Lord, that's why Jacob said, forbid that these brothers don't dwell together. Because when they come together, they're going to do some things. You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic that they now live as neighbors on the brother island. You know what I'm saying? So that's a quick little. Of course, when you read it, it goes into more detail. But them brothers slew the whole town over their sister. You know what I'm saying? And they was mad about it. How they told their father, should we just let him be cause our daughter? Should we just let this man make a whore of our sister? You know what I'm saying? So they was telling their father, and that's how it went down. If I could, though, I gotta go to the restroom. It's like.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, Haitians, are they a tribe?
Yeah, Haitians are actually the tribe of Levi. As we were speaking about, that's the tribe of Levi. That's why you say. So you see the like when the Lord was speaking about them together, the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Levi together. You can see the different. I mean, you can see the similarities between Haitians and Jamaicans.
Right. Okay.
You can definitely see you can see the similarity, even in the music, the dance, the whole culture.
Right.
Today you would call it a Rastafari. You know, they do all that. They do that. They have the heathen locks together. They do this. They're similar.
Okay.
You know, so.
So, what is that? Somalians are not.
No, Somalians are damn heathens.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
No,
Yeah,
Haitians are not Somalians. Get that clear. No, them is heathens.
Why?
Let's not even get to them. Let's keep them over there on the coast of Africa eating.
So they're Egyptian, right?
Somalians, I'd have to go deeper into that.
Okay.
I forgot what tribe. I don't know if it was the Mali tribe. It's one of those tribes where they have similarities, where the Egyptians had those rings on their necks, and that's what brings the similarities between them.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Carrie. That's you. That's funny. He was just confused between Benjamin and Levi, and I was telling him they had similarities. I said they both rock the heathen hair. Same music they go into now today you call it the Rastafarian culture. They both they're like that. But somebody not coming to and he was talking about Somali. He said, "Was it Somalians?" I said, "No, those are some damn heathens straight up in Africa."
Yeah. Somalians are straight heathens.
Okay.
Same.
You know, it's some heathens that look like Israelites.
Facts.
And it's some Israelites that look like heathens.
Right. Come cut.
This is why you can't get you caught up in colorism of the whole aspect. We talked about that in One West Radio. Colorism of the whole aspect about things. You can't really get you caught up in that because, you know, brothers has, you know, sex with heathens. And babies come out looking like such. But they dad be a full-blown Israelite, so that makes them an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You might get like brother like me. Like people might think I got heathen in me, but I got light-skinned dad and a dad like mama. You know what I'm saying? So this is the mixture that they made. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, it's that colorism aspect of it. You gotta get out of that mindset and just be like, oh, what's your father? That brother come in looking like Carrot Top, you know what I'm saying? But he got a Gadite dad, you gotta respect that as your brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't look like, you look like a damn devil. But you can sometimes you can just tell. Like sometimes it really is just that obvious though. But sometimes you gotta do your research. Like it was this is full blown Gabor knows exactly what I'm talking about. This is full blown heathen at my slavery. Well, that slavery I used to work at. Alright? Look, just like an Israelite, you would think she is Israelite, swear up and down. Alright, brothers coming to my job like, who's that? Like, you know, like nigga, that's a straight heathen right there. Beware, nigga, beware. It's a straight heathen right there. And you would never know by looking at it. You see what I'm saying? Just like you would look at, sometimes you might catch an African and be like, you look like a nigga. But that's a full blown heathen right there. You know what I'm saying? But what's the next tribe we already got? I just threw Simeon up there, so Zebulon. Oh, Zebulon right quick.
And if I may,
Damn.
Africans, yeah, they have similarities, but you can really see the difference if you really look at them.
Right.
And then you start speaking to them, you hear them speak, and then you look at their heads. No, you be like, that's an African.
Right.
And, you know, and they know the difference between you.
Right, not bad.
And tell you the truth, a lot of them, they don't like us.
Right.
They don't.
No, they despise you.
They despise us.
Just like the white man
Because
do.
they know that they know about our cultures, and they envy us. So in a sense, they hate us, but they love the white.
And look, you know why? Because what biblically reading, who was the first to start catching that hail from the Most High?
Right.
Them Egyptians.
Oh, yeah.
And the Egyptians are what?
African.
Ham. Let me show y'all in the Bible. Give me Genesis 10. I'll show y'all how Egyptians is Ham. You know what I'm saying? Genesis 10. And Ham is, we all know Ham is what?
Yeah, so-called African.
So-called Africans, right? Just a quick sidebar, y'all. We're going to get back to the 12 tribes in a second.
Don't start from Genesis 10 verse 1, sir.
Give me to where it starts talking about Ham. You got it?
I was going to ask a question.
Go ahead.
I don't want to sidetrack.
No, go ahead.
So, is Canaan is a tribe, or not tribe, but it's part of Ham too, right?
About to see right now.
Huh.
It's going to give you Ham and all of Ham's sons.
Okay.
Right?
Canaan. Come on.
You should do a
I
class.
got it. I got it, sir.
It goes from the Ham and all his
Verse
sons.
6.
Count. Let me get that.
Ready for it?
Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 10 verse 6. And the sons of Ham.
Right, now this is going to talk about the sons of Ham. Which Ham is a, who got a Bible dictionary?
I did.
Right here. Boom. Boom. Right here. We get Ham in the Bible dictionary. We'll break this down for y'all real quick. Just right quick. Sidebar. Hey, I'm way past age. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I ain't got the Hebrew alphabet in here. I need to get me one of these.
Got the Hebrew alphabet there?
Yeah, just seen it right now.
Wow, okay.
Oh yeah, read that for me while that brother holds that. Read the page and what you read now, the book shop.
The Zanzibar Bible Dictionary, page 330. Ham. Definition of Ham: the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood,
Right?
and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
Right, so Ham was the son of one of the youngest son of Noah, born, he was 96 years old before the flood happened. Well, about that age. And go ahead, continue.
He became the progenitors of the dark races.
Right, he became the progenitor of the dark races. Now, black and Hispanics need to understand that not everybody who's black skinned or dark skinned is your people.
Right.
Like they say, skin folk don't make us skin folk. You know what I'm saying? That's a saying people say. But go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
Not the Negroes.
Read that. Go up to the beginning of that sentence one more time.
Come. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
He became the progenitor of the darker races.
Not the Negroes.
So not the Negroes. You understand? Go ahead.
But the Egyptians,
Right?
Ethiopians,
All right.
Libyans,
Right?
and Canaanites.
And Canaanites. That answers your question, right? Go ahead. Read that Genesis 10.
Genesis chapter 10 verse 6.
Now we're going to get the biblical aspect of it.
And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim.
Wait, Mitzrayim. Who knows what Mitzrayim means in English? Go ahead. Egyptians. Mitzrayim, you just said it right there. You say Egypt is Mizraim inside Hebrew, or they say it right there in layman's terms, right?
Sir.
Go ahead.
And Put,
Mm-hmm.
and Canaan.
And Canaan. Let's answer your question again. Go ahead.
And the sons of Cush.
Right? All right. And then it starts going to the sons of Cush. But I just wanted to show you that the direct descendant of Ham was Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? That was one of Ham's sons. He named his son, basically in English would be, he named his son Egypt. If you hear what I'm trying to say. And Egypt went over there and started his own land. And just like Cush went over there and started his own land. Just like Canaan went over there and started his own land. All these brothers, just like you had Benjamin, Judah, Levi, we all spread out and started our own lands.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Judah, that's why you had the nation of Judah, not nation, city of Judah. You know what I'm saying? You had Gad, the land of Gad. It was over there. It was all known by who started the tribe. Like the tribe over there, That's who it is they tell people over there. Same over there. He's named it right after themselves, like people do today. They might got like a city down south called Amersville. I'm just making something up, and that's after somebody's last name of who started that town. You see what I'm saying? So same thing they do today they did now. But Ham was the progenitor of Hamites, and the reason why they hate you so much, I bring that back to the point because the Lord went heavy on Egypt, and they remember that. They remember that. You know what I'm saying? They remember how heavy they went on Egypt. They remember how dealing throughout the land of Canaan and how we're dealing with Abraham and him throughout the land of Canaan and certain plagues came on certain brothers that was coming up and bothering Abraham or taking how they took Sarah his wife and the Lord cursed his house and stuff like that. They remember, they know their history. It's up to you to know your history and why they hate you. But they know why they hate you. In their mind, you can be like, you don't have a valid reason to hate me, but they like, see, if you knew your history, you'd be like, yeah, you do probably have a valid reason to hate me. Right. So if I wasn't me, I would hate me too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm not me. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on. Who was the next one? Put my phone. All right. You got. I'm close up the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, we had Zebulon. Right. So we got Zebulon. Who knows what tribe? I mean, who knows what people are considered Zebulonites?
Guatemala. To Panama.
Perfect. They say Zebulon in Hebrew is Za, Ba, La, Wan. Right? Zabalawan. And the definition of Zabalawan is, who knows what Zabalawan means?
Zabalawan. Zabalawan means
definition.
Dwelling.
I spelled that right. That ain't right, huh? That audio Dang. All right.
You know.
I am getting old. That's crazy. Brain cells fried. Zabalawan means what?
Dwelling.
Dwelling. And these are the Guatemalans to Panamanians. So that means like El Salvador, Nicaraguans. Now Chile is a different tribe. The Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, Nicaraguans. But
what about the Belizeans?
Belizeans, kind of, they fall in the Zebulon. I'm trying to think of all that gap. If you look at the map, you look in between that zone, like from Guatemala to Panama, you'll see these different cities and states, and all throughout there are the 12 tribes.
What about Brazil?
Brazil would be. Hold on. No, Brazil. Okay, saying Brazil is kind of like saying America.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go because it's different. That's why I say from Guatemala to Panama, Argentina to Chile. It's the sections that we got throughout Brazil. You know what I'm saying? But Brazilians are most likely one of them southern tribes. Will be Asher, Zebulon, Asher, Zebulon. Who else is there? Asher, Zebulon, Naphtali. Let's see. You might got some Gad in there. You might got some.
Yeah, facts.
You might got some Reuben down there. You never know, like you know what I'm saying. So, but usually it's those 4 tribes, and it's all throughout Brazil. But like the sections that if say Argentina to Chile or Guatemala to Panama, the sections that we're telling you are they channel throughout Brazil. If I'm making sense. So you can't just say like, oh, what's Brazil? It's like we got the section that go throughout Brazil. We're telling you in the zones that we are. That's where the people do that, right? So it's a Zabalawan, which means dwelling. If the brother could write it out for me, Lashawan, I'm trying to get this
So, Lucky, I was gonna say, I need to get better at my geographical because I thought Belizeans and Brazilian, like Brazil, was the same thing.
They dwell in South America together. Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, literally.
Brazil is further down. Belize is off like an island off
The coast.
the coast, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why they feel like they have like a more of a Rastafarian type of style.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Man.
But like in Brazil, you'll find so many. Colombia to Uruguay, you'll find like so many different tribes in Brazil. Just like in America, you'll find so many different tribes in America. You know what I'm saying? But you've got every single tribe in America.
It was like a shock to me.
Shoot, I need to pull it up too. You might make me say it because I'm not saying it right. But let me find Genesis 49. This gets a Balawan. Right? Genesis 49. Genesis 49 and 13. This is about Zebulun. It's the Balawan. It's like it. That O, turn that O to a U. It's Zebulun. Not Zebulun. It's like it.
Oh, okay.
No, not that. That's right. That's correct. I'm talking about the English.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Zebulun. Salakia.
You said you, right?
Yeah, you. It's Zebulun.
Okay.
Zebulun. Right. So Genesis 49 and 13. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for an haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Now this is why Zebulun or Zebulun is described, depicted as a ship. See what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And if y'all know a place to get a ship necklace, let me know. I've been trying to find one for the longest. A nice little sailboat for my rib. You know what I'm saying? She's Zebulun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let me know. Go to the shop. But anyway, yeah, so they dwell as a haven of ships. That's where we get the depiction of Zebulun with the ship. That's his insignia. Let's go to Deuteronomy 33 real quick. Try to get Zebulun real quick. Boom, boom, boom. What's the time looking like, bro?
I'm checking 8:20, sir.
Right, we just gonna Deuteronomy 33 doesn't have a real good depiction of the connectors.
Like it.
Perfect. Zabalama means dwelling. And when everything is wrong, you got a child, you want to name your child something after one of these 12 tribes, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I wanted to name, well, this was in one of my names, I wanted to name my son Ashar, which means, that's how you say Asher in Hebrew, which means happy. You know what I'm saying? But I came up with the name that I have now, but Ashar was one of my names. I was like, that's a nice name, you know, happy. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into it. What's the next one we got? The part we could, but we decided to make this phone call. Oops, all right.
It's Ephraim. Oh, you asked who was next.
Oh, Ephraim.
Con.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay. I guess we ended off on Zebulun. Get back into that. Let line. Next one is Ephraim. Tribe of Ephraim. Do you know who the tribe of Ephraim is? So-called Puerto Ricans. What you would call them is, you know what they would be called in the Lashawan, in Hebrew? I got it. Like Aparayam. That's right. It'd be called Aparayam. We call Aparayam. And the definition of what Aparayam was, their tribe that I am fruitful. Puerto Rican be having a lot of kids. Oh, where at? P-U-E-R. Oh, Slovakia. Puerto Rico. What was that? Going too fast. I am fruitful because they have a lot of kids. So Judah has a lot of kids. Israel has a lot of kids. But they were called I am fruitful. I'm going to come up here and write out Abraham in the ancient and in the Assyrian. What's on your credit?
What do you mean? Ryan? I am fruitful. Boom. Most High in Christ. You got I am fruitful. That's when he had his son. Joseph had his son. It was like, this is his firstborn son. Actually, Manasseh is his firstborn son. It was like, I'm fruitful. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got two sons. I got two boys. I'm fruitful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, I was say that I was like this ring right now. This thing was drunk as hell, boy.
Yeah, that's all. That's right. Now you're driving the swastika out there.
Boom. That's about it. Oh man.
Well, that's well. So,
Yeah.
up here?
Nah, hell no.
I was ready to get drop off, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my literature up here. I was saying, no.
So go ahead and do your thing,
No, it's fine. Yeah, I want to go back into my class.
I didn't know he was gonna slide, so I didn't know.
Nah, brother was, yeah. I charged yesterday, they showed like, Yeah, I think that's one.
Oh, okay. The pie, you want to put it like more like a V. See how you put the line straight across? It would be more like a V.
The second, the mod too.
Alright, see. Look. Not this one. This is the only one you put it in. So it doesn't look like that. Alright, this is like rule up, so with digitized. If you look at it like a V mark, I'll show you that.
Yeah, I know. So on
This
the
the middle of the end.
This is the one you'll put at the end. So power at the end, that's how you make it look.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? Alright, look.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, these double connect, these ones is what you put at the end of the word. So if this is if it resides in the middle of the word, this one looks like this. If it resides at the end of the word, this one looks like this.
I thought that was I thought that was a beginning character and that was a middle or ending character.
Nah, it's like, I always thought this at the end, right left. Well, you got your option sets, right? Watch.
And I've been making a mistake the whole time.
So when you pull it up, right, so you got something like, okay, I will show you too, but I can show you this. You got something like, what is it? Alright, see the end, right? It's the, and that's hammered, it's the knot at the end, but it got a mile, that's the regular. You see what I'm saying? Or you'll see something like this, the upper one. See the pie is regular. It's the regular pie instead of the ending pie. And then the mile is regular. See what I'm saying? So
Okay, I'll get it.
you know what I'm saying? So at the end
At
of
the very end.
when it ends on one of these characters,
That's when it's double.
that's when it's
When it's not. Okay.
when it's only when it ends on that. That's what it says. Use these letters if the above fall at the end of the word. You see what I'm saying? So when it falls at the end of the word, that's when you use ma. That's when you use that ma. When na falls at the end, that's when you use that one.
Okay.
Likewise. But no matter if it's in the beginning, no matter if it's in the middle, anywhere, use these unless it falls at the end. Ka is the same. What's the other one? Only ka, ma, na, ha, and tisa.
Time.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I know it's not good.
perfect.
I'll have it again. Oh, so like it.
Puerto Rico, Aparium, fruitful, perfect. As for y'all too, brothers and sisters, you don't know, you write if you know the Syrian alphabet, if you don't have it, inbox the brother, Kapar Banya Howard on Facebook. He'll ship it right over to you. You'll get the PDF or a picture of the alphabet or the Lashawan Qadash chart. I hate saying alphabet, but the Lashawan Qadash chart, and you'll see what we talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, Aparium, Puerto Ricans, I am fruitful. Let me see if I can pull it in. Now, okay, this is a question I got for y'all. Is Ephraim and Manasseh Jacob's son?
Ephraim Yakan.
Are they Jacob's son?
No.
Hold on.
Are they Jacob's son? That's my question.
Hold up. Before you get that, it's a lot.
I'm wrenching the damn jaw right now. Well, this class, we learning.
Jacob had,
You had 12 sons. So you telling me Manasseh and Ephraim is Jacob's son? Kind of lie.
They are. I Wait. No, yeah, kind. Oh,
They're not.
they're not. Oh, yeah,
They're
kind.
not. They are Joseph's
Joseph,
sons.
yeah, facts.
I just looked it up.
They're Joseph's sons, right? I'm gonna give you Genesis 48 and 17. Cause y'all know the story of Joseph, right?
Yeah.
Joseph, his brother did him dirty, and Judah was part of it too. They did him dirty. They told his father they were a little bit jealous of Joseph. Joseph was his father's favorite son. He might got you know, your
Threw that
son.
nigga in the pit.
Threw that nigga in the pit, sold him, and then they told his dad that he was dead. So his dad goes whole days like, dang, my favorite son died, hurt, sad. You know, you got kids, you know, love all your kids, but you got that one like, hey man, you stay up a little bit later than usual. You know what I mean? It's a little snack, you get a little extra snack. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no stuff on the rest of them, but you know, it's like your favorite child, right? So Joseph was that to them, and all his brothers seen that.
Because he was a baby boy, though.
He was a baby boy at the time. Right? And then Benjamin came after him. That's why when you read about the book of Joseph, it's in the when you read about the book of Joseph, read about Joseph in Genesis, it described like he didn't show him like discord after, because you know he seen. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down for you. I get the whole story now. So Joseph went into Egypt. That's where he was sold to, and then he was raised in Egypt. He came into a high position of power. Like he got a good job in the Egyptian government. So he held, like his position held weight. This is precursor to us coming into Egypt. So now, there was a famine in the land that where Jacob and his sons was dwelling. So they had to come to the Egyptians for help. Joseph recognized his brother's coming. But it's been years, so he thinking his dad died. He's like, but he didn't want to reveal who he was right then and there. So he came up with this plot basically to get all his brothers and sisters to come. Long story short, they all end up coming. He sends them back with like, he gives them what they want, but then he makes it to where they have to come back, right? So then he sends them with and how do I put it? He sent them with something, but then it was like, hey, somebody took this from my house, but he actually put it in some bags and made them all come back, right? So kind of like he made up this plan to get them to come back because he wanted to see his father. See what I'm saying? He wanted to see his father. Then he seen that he had a younger brother and was like, when he was blessing, when he finally revealed himself, and he was giving his brothers and sisters his brothers good things to help them with their families and stuff like that. He gave the brothers that sent him away, he gave them stuff, but he gave Benjamin the most. You see what I'm saying? Because Benjamin didn't have nothing to do with him being sold and separated from his father and stuff like that. So it was you just gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? It goes. I believe it starts at. I know it ends in 48, but it starts, I would say, go like, yeah, it starts at 40. 42 is one of the parts of the story, so I think it starts at 40. Genesis 40. It starts about the story of Joseph. Maybe a little bit before that, right? Talk about how they sold him. It was like this little colorful garment. They took the garment, threw goat's blood on it, made it look like he died. Dad was sad. These accounts in the Bible is like heavy. I don't know if y'all gotta read this stuff. Like, you'll be sitting there like, some of them how you ready tearing up, and some of them how you like, because like you put the root, like it does something to your spirit, you know what I'm saying? And so then now, I'm gonna read about how he blessed Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Genesis 48, because when you read in 49, all this is gonna talk about is Joseph, right? So Genesis 48 and 17. It says, and when Joseph saw that his father, Genesis 48 and 15, then he blessed Joseph before the Most High, before my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, did walk. And God said, and God fed me all my life long, unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from evil. Like, even when you read about Joseph's account, the Lord said he did this to Joseph with a plan ahead. So when we came into Egypt, it was good. You see what I'm saying? But then that's why when you read the beginning of Exodus, which you read inside the Sabbath service, it said a Pharaoh which knew Joseph not. Because Joseph had a high position in the government of Egypt, and the Pharaoh was cool with him. He's like, these are my family, these are my people. And so he was cool. That's why he gave us our own like little sector to live and grow up in, right? But then it arise a Pharaoh that knew Joseph not, no regarded what Joseph had with the previous Pharaoh. That's when we came into captivity, right? But back to the blessing. Verse 17, and Joseph saw that his father laid his hand upon the head of Ephraim, it did please him. So now Joseph brings his sons, which are Israelites, mixed with who? Egyptians. Joseph was raised in Egypt. He had an Egyptian wife. You see what I'm saying? So Joseph, but that's not the here nor there, but just lets you know that, you know what I'm saying, brothers was having, you are the seed of your father, basically, right? So Joseph brings his sons to his father to get a blessing, just like the brothers in Genesis 49 are getting a blessing. And he sees that, like, if you got an oldest son, like let's say Kapar got six sons, right? He Kapar blessing his sons. His oldest son will get his hand. Will he go one by one? Kapar put his right hand on his son's head and bless him. If you got two sons, he'll give your right hand and your left hand. You always know that the most goes to the first. Your inheritance really goes to the first. You can also give a blessing to the second as well, but your most goes to your first son, right? So you put your hand on your first son's head, but Jacob in this case put his hand on Ephraim's head, which was the second one. And Joseph was like, no, Dad, you got it wrong, right? That's what he's saying. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held his father's hand up. So he took his dad's hand and was like, hold on, get the wrong son. To remove it from Ephraim's head and unto Manasseh's head, right? And Joseph said unto his father, not so, my father, like, don't do that. For this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head, right? And his father refused. His father said, nah. He said, I know it, my son. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed him that day, saying, in thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and Manasseh. And he said Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again into the land of your fathers. Right? He said, behold, I die, but God gonna be with you, and you will be born again like I will be. Right? That's the blessing of Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim got it before. That's why we always say Ephraim and Manasseh. In actuality, it should be Manasseh and Ephraim, because Manasseh is the older brother. But the Lord, when Jacob seen it and blessed him by way of the Lord recognized Israel's blessing on Ephraim and said, he shall be greater than the younger. The younger shall be greater than the older. Right? So that's the story of Ephraim, Manasseh. We're going to write that up real quick. We're running out of time. You like, that's deep.
For real, I'm like, man.
Got Ephraim, which are the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, which are the Cubans. And it's crazy because they dwell together as well. See what I'm saying? Hold on. It's a lot. Got that wrong. Excuse me. It goes M-A-N-A. S-S-E-H. Manasseh, Cubans, right? Cubans,
Come.
right? And then how you said is Ma Sha, which means, anybody know what Manasha means?
Salakia?
Manasha, the definition of Manasha?
Sure. Definition of Manashah, made to forget.
Perfect. Made to forget, right? Right? Write this out in the scene. Alright. Manashah, which I pull Manashah. I know they talk about it in Genesis 33, so let's pull this real quick. Alright. So Joseph got blessed by his father, but his inheritance that Joseph would have received from his father went to his son. Yeah, see that? That's why you don't see on from the tribe of Joseph. And do anybody know how you say Joseph in Hebrew? God?
Joseph.
Is it Joseph? No, that's funny. No, it's Yawasah. That's how you say Joseph in Hebrew. Yawasah. Right?
Ain't that the, yeah, brother?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, Yawasah, right? The name means Joseph, right? Do. So we got that. Time so we keep pushing. Where we at? On the side. We got Gad, Reuben, Asher, and Naphtali. I got small leg. Like this shit in here for y'all. I'm gonna put them up here for y'all, alright? That way we can just talk about it for the next 15 minutes. So we got the last three. This will be. Oh, we got four. Hold on. We got Gad, right? We got Reuben. We got Asher. We got Naphtali. Then we got Issachar. Right? Gad means, I'll put the Gad means truth. write it out like the way you say it, the way you just had it, Gad. In the ancient, it would be God. God. Gad means truth. I wrote that a little bit bigger. Right? Reuben, how you said is Ra, Ah, Ban, Ra'aban. Right? Ra'aban. Right? How you say it? I mean, what it means is see, it's a son. Right? Then you got Asher, which is Shar, and that means happy. Then you got Naphtali, which is Na, Pa, Pa, yeah, which means my wrestling. Now she must have been struggling with that baby. She was like, oh, this baby kicking my A. She done hit my wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Issachar. I'm gonna write this Genesis. Wait. Yeah, Issachar, right? Well, I'm gonna get out y'all way in this hot second, which means is right here. Equip Issachar, which means Yah, Shah, Kar, which means he is higher. Alright? I'll write it out this. Abon will be section and stuff off. Yes, we got. Dang, hold on. Ra. And Ra. Right, Ashar. Ashar. Damn, you know that big stocky, that thing. Cricket. Right. Ashar is Ashar. Right. Then we got Naphtali. It's Na. Na. Pa. Yeah.
That's on YouTube?
Yeah. right? Then you got Yashakar, and is Yah, Shah. Oh, so Lucky. I spelled Yashakar wrong right here. I know it was double. I'm like, it's Yash, Shah, Car. So Lucky, y'all.
Oh, you doing good, sir.
Boom. So it's Yash, Shah.
You got it all in. He is hired. He is hired.
Right. Yasha. No, wait. I'm doing this off the dome right now. It's like Yash, Shah, Car. Bang. There you go. Can I see that? Is that clear? I know my hand right again. Sloppy. Oh. Oh shoot. I'm gonna give y'all a second to write that. Then I'm gonna do the Syrian. If I give them the Yashakar and the Syrian, it's not gonna fit. This is time looking like 7 minutes. Okay, I'm trying to read these real quick. Genesis 49:3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. I described Reuben, right? Let's get Deuteronomy 33. Let's talk about how, see what they say about Reuben, right? Deuteronomy 33:6. Let Reuben live and not die. Let not Reuben men be few. Right? What tribe is Reuben? Reuben is the Seminole Indians, right? Seminole.
Isn't that in Florida?
That region kind of be like, okay, so you got like usually Gad is mostly like to split the United States and dead in half and go like that. That's basically you got Gad on the mostly the West Coast, and then like Reuben is mostly the Midwest. But then you have like more towards the southern border of the things would be more like I'm talking about from like South Dakota, Kansas, New Mexico, and going on Utah, Texas, and like Mexico now, you would have like Issacharites and things of that nature. Right now, they're dwelling there, but it was Indians dwelling there as well. See what I'm saying? So it was like up in the air, but usually if you just go split the United States down the middle, if you normally could put Seminole on this side and Gad on that side. Or Reuben and Gad on that
Same
side.
though, right?
Huh?
They're the same.
They're the same people, but I wouldn't say kind of like saying the Salvadorian and the Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Same people, but they don't consider themselves the same. We like saying a Benjamite and a Negro. So
Who traveled on the Trail of Tears?
both.
Okay, kind of.
Both. Because the Trail of Tears went from one side, one part of the United States to the next part of the United States. Both. Alright, so then you got like Reubenites is some solid soldiers. If you read about the history of some of the Seminole Indians, they was scalping like left and right. They was straight gutter. You know what I'm saying? Like no holds barred. Like that as well. Reuben was more, I would say, Gad was more tactical. Reuben was more raw. If you get what I'm trying to say, like they just like didn't give a damn. They was hanging white men by man. It was they crazy. Reuben was not playing, right? So we got let me see, where's he at? Where's Gad at? Okay, Genesis 49:19 is where you find Gad. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. See what I'm saying? Speaking of how Gad got overcame by Esau. But at the end of the day, Gad will overcome. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a beautiful day when that happens, man. Who else we got? Ashar, Genesis 49:20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Look at the Asher is the what is Asher? You got it, Kapoor? What's Asher?
Oh God. Asher.
It is Columbia to Uruguay.
Tribe of Asher is the Colombians to Ugaria,
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Uruguay, same thing. If you look at that region of where they dwell, it says royal dainties shall come out of Asher. If you look at where Asher dwells at this point in time, it's a high point in the oil trade. It's a high point in all different types of, like almost everything comes under there. Colombia, you see what I'm saying? Medicines, because you guys know most of the medicines are like opium based and cocaine based and most of these medicines come out of there. Gold is big in Colombia. Like people have been robbing and stealing and pillaging Colombia for so long. You heard of how? Was it El Chapo, Colombia?
Nah, he is correct.
Was this correct?
Yeah.
When?
Colombian was Fidel Castro.
Okay. But you had like people like those that exploited their own country for the riches that it had. And that allowed the white man to come in and exploit their own country. You know what I'm saying? So I'm missing a lot of it, but Colombia.
You know,
Go ahead.
Colombia was Fidel Castro was more of a revolutionary brother when he came in, and once they got him out, because that's what their plot was. Once they killed him off, they were able to keep the drug trade coming, because Colombia was a big port for cocaine back in the early '70s and the late '80s.
But not just cocaine is what I'm trying to say. It's like it's big on. I know for sure it's big on the oil industry.
Oh, oil,
drugs, gold. I know gold comes out of Colombia as well.
I know it's a big oil port. Big, like the big.
I'm trying to think.
It's the biggest in the world. Oil port.
Colombia, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, basically, what we're saying is a lot of exports come from Colombia. Whether you realize or not, I know China is big in the United States, but Colombia plays a big part in the world economic.
But
that's why they say Asher shall rule, we yield royal dainties.
But another thing about Colombia, they stopped all trade with America. So, like in Colombia right now, a lot of people drive a lot of old school cars because that's what they ended on. They never they didn't want America to come in.
That was just recently though.
And well, I mean that's been for years because they never wanted America to come in and control anything. That's why America has their heart set out on getting into the oil, because America has been controlling Afghanistan's oil, and then they're controlling all these other Iraq's oil, but they haven't got to Colombia's oil.
So then now let's move on to Naphtali. That's why if you look at the sign for Ashar, it's like it's a vine. It's a vine that's like grapes, because it said his bread shall be made fat. And like if you look at it, like grapevines with grape vineyards was like a popular thing back in the ancient times. If you had vineyards, that was like, you know, you looked at it as fruitful. You know what I'm saying? Not looked at it as fruitful, but it's a representation of something being fruitful, right? Naphtali is a hind let loose. That's why Naphtali is represented as a deer. He giveth goodly words, right? Who else there? We got Issachar. Issachar. Who is Issachar? Where is Issachar? Oh, it's like in Genesis 49:14. Issachar is a strong ass couching between two birds. You know what I'm saying? You can go all day to know why Issachar is named. He lives up to his name to the fullest of extent out of all the tribes. My brother's name is He is Higher. You know, ain't nobody working harder than Issachar in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And Issachar gonna have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs. You know what I'm saying? And he said he's a strong ass couching between two birds. You know what I'm saying?
49 and what, sir?
14. And he saw that rest was good. Now, what was that? What's that called when they just take naps out like on the job or something like that? What is it called? They got a word for it.
In Spanish.
Yeah, it's called like with an L or like with a.
I forgot what it's called. I know what you're talking about too, man.
What's that word? But you just see him just like.
They'll nap it off for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you just see Issachar just boops. He on a chair, his hat tilted down, he's just like this. I forget what it's called. It's gonna bother me now. I know my rib knows. What the hell is this shit called?
No, it's called like, God. I know what he's talking about. I've heard it before. When they just nap it like, and it'd be like a couple of minutes. They just get that power nap.
Right.
Just get that energy right back. Because that's how hard they work.
Siesta? No. Is it siesta? But I don't know. Like, I might be right, I might be wrong. But, you know, these are the 12 tribes in Israel. Oh, Dan. We don't mention Dan because Dan's inheritance was given to Levi because Levi was the priest. They didn't have a land, they didn't have an inheritance. But Dan had many daughters and he didn't have much sons. You know what I'm saying? So his inheritance diminished and they gave the land of Dan to the Levites. That's why Levites got brought in. And I mean, brothers could be Danites. One thing like the tribe of Dan is just gone, but it's very few. You see what I'm saying? And with that, we're going to end the class. This is the ICBK California Lashawan Qadash class. Tune in every Friday, man. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm just holding it down for the brother Kapar. You know what I'm saying? But he'll be here next week going over what y'all, continuing what y'all went over. Like, subscribe, share. Hollywood Israelites on Facebook. Hollywood Israelites on YouTube. Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge on Facebook. And tune in One Ways Radio, man. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Let that thing go up. California's first West Coast radio show. You know what I'm saying? Man, I said the wrong thing. California's first West Coast radio show. California's first radio show. You know what I'm saying? Tune in. All right. With that, shalom.